Hello, today you will hear a story about a man's revenge. There were many different difficulties in my life, but my goal was clearly set. I wanted to reach incredible heights, and I succeeded. Accuracy, even at a young age. I managed to get into a fairly serious company. I successfully passed the interview, and from that moment, I began my career growth. I did not seek to find a new job with better conditions. I have worked hard to reach the heights in one place when many of my friends and acquaintances were still looking for their ideal place in the sun. I was already quite well developed in my company and began to receive consistently high profits. I liked my work. I worked in real estate. The company invested not only in projects within the country, but also abroad. I controlled the conclusion of transactions and the fulfillment of all obligations. Such work required my direct presence, so I traveled quite often on business trips. The work took a lot of time, but still I missed the second half. I understood that not everyone would agree with my schedule. But when I returned to an empty apartment, I felt uneasy. However, luck smiled on me. I met Louise. This charming girl with a snow-white smile and curly blonde hair immediately sunk into my soul. We met in the park. I loved to ride a bike. It was a beautiful sunny day. I was driving slowly along a winding path in the park. Suddenly, I saw a bicycle lying on the side of the road, and a girl was sitting next to it, rubbing her leg. "Girl, are you all right? Do you need help?" "Yes." "I caught on a branch and fell. Can you help me up?" The girl asked. "Sure, give me your hand." "Oh no. I can't. My leg hurts," the girl said, closing her eyes. "Looks like the leg is seriously injured. Can I take a look?" "What about you, doctor?" Heightened girl asked. But to be honest, no, but I had many similar injuries, so I've experienced, believe me. "Okay, what do you say?" "The ankle is injured. A solid edema is visible. Probably pulled ligaments, but maybe a crack. As in any case, you urgently need to see a doctor and take an x-ray." "Yes, I would love to, only I would at least jump to the nearest bench." "Don't worry. I'll help you. I live near here. I can take you to the hospital." "Young man, I'm not smart to ask you about this." "You don't have to ask. So lean on me. I will drive the bikes, and I will support you." "Thank you very much. What is your name?" "My name is Michael. What is your name?" "My name is Louise. Thank you, Michael." We somehow made it to my car, and I took Louise to the hospital. Fortunately, her bones were intact. She only pulled her ligaments. But the injury was still quite unpleasant and did not heal quickly. Louise offered to have coffee with her, which I gladly accepted. After that, we started dating. Time flew by quickly. I did not notice how 18 years had already passed in marriage with Louise. I bought a big house with a huge terrace and amazing sea views. Louise and I spent hundreds of unforgettable evenings together, watching an incredibly beautiful sunset. I never got tired of looking at this picture. Louise didn't have to work. I was earning enough to support her and myself. The only thing that was annoying was that I still traveled on business trips. Now, I wanted to return home as quickly as possible, where my beloved was waiting for me. We often talked on the phone when I was away. And when I came, every time we had a great time. Our common hobby was cycling. We often had picnics in various pretty places. And it was magical. For quite a long time. I was sure that Louise is my destiny, with whom I will spend my whole life. But over time, everything began to change. When I went on business trips, Louise contacted me less and less. Our communication was getting dry. It stressed me out a lot. I didn't understand the reason. I always returned from a business trip with an expensive gift and a gorgeous bouquet of flowers. But no matter what I did, Louise didn't warm up to me. And all the talk about this came down to the fact that nothing terrible is happening, that she loves me very much, and that everything is fine with us. Once I returned early from a business trip, Louise greeted me at home with a fright. "Darling, are you back so early?" I did not expect. Louise said in confusion, "Yes, dear. I was in a hurry to return to you as soon as possible. Are you not happy?" I asked. "Of course. I'm glad. I just didn't have time to clean up the house for your arrival." "What nonsense. Do not worry about it. So I'm going to take a shower now, and then we'll go straight to the restaurant." After the shower, I wanted to put on my favorite white bathrobe, but it was not available. I looked closer and saw it in the laundry basket. I took out my bathrobe and saw a big red spot on it. It looked a lot like spilled wine. "Honey, why is my dressing gown in the wash, and how much is a red stain on it?" "What is this wine?" I asked, embarrassed. "Yes, honey. I completely forgot. Fiction. It was Diana who was visiting me. She had a little too much alcohol and knocked over a glass of wine on her dressing gown." Frightened and uncertain, Louise responded, "And why the hell was Diana in my dressing gown?" "Well, it's Diana. She took a shower and grabbed the first thing that came to hand." The thing that came to hand. I'm sorry, darling. I didn't have time to warn her. It's okay, it's just weird. This incident disturbed me greatly. More precisely, Louise's reaction was very strange, as if she was hiding something and ineptly lying. Perhaps if it were not for her cool attitude towards me lately, I would not attach any importance to this, but now it seemed very suspicious. Louise was reluctant to tell me what she did when I was on a business trip. She generalized everything and reduced it to the fact that she spent her time very boringly, waiting for me because she missed me a lot. I began to notice how she hid her eyes when I asked her questions that clearly embarrassed her. This whole situation worried me a lot. I felt that something was wrong here. Because of this, I did not sleep well and could not concentrate on either work or leisure. I needed to make sure Louise wasn't cheating on me. And an idea came to me. When Louise went shopping for the day, I called in experts who installed hidden cameras in my house. Louis, of course, but didn't say anything about it. And now the time was approaching when I again had to go on a business trip. All my trips before have not been so nervous. I was not even that nervous when I entered into a multi-million-dollar contract from which my career hung. I counted the days and thought only about getting home as soon as possible. When I once again returned from a business trip, Louise greeted me with a forced smile and pretended to be very glad to see me. But I immediately felt false in her happy form. After spending some time with Louise, I went down to the basement where the server was hidden, where video from hidden cameras was recorded. Louise at this time went to the grocery store for a festive dinner. I eagerly turned on the video and started rewinding it. What I saw next shocked me. Kevin was at my house, the guy from the bike shop. We used to buy our bikes there. But what the hell was he doing at my house? There was sound on the cameras. I stopped rewinding and decided to watch the video with sound. Louis, baby, you've been so nervous lately. Kevin said, Kevin, I'm very worried that my husband will find out everything. He already suspects something. After he found the robe you spilled wine on, he started asking a lot of questions. Baby, why are you so worried? Your husband is stupid. He will never guess anything. I can see through him. This is not a man, but just an idiot. Kevin said mockingly. Yes, he just got me already. If not for his money, I would have left a long time ago. Louise replied, Well then, let's not talk about your husband, but let's get down to business. I couldn't wait for him to finally dump on his business trip, said Kevin. He took clothes and depravedly entertained her right on the floor. There you are, bitches, I shouted. My hands were trembling, my heart was beating wildly. I didn't have enough oxygen in the basement. Holding onto the handrails, I with an effort climbed up and went out onto the terrace. It was like my heart had been torn out. The feeling of desperation made me rush from side to side. I still couldn't believe what I saw and heard. Before that, in my head, I had scrolled the picture many times that Louise was cheating on me. I promised myself to perceive any situation with restraint, but when I saw it live, I could not hold back tears from pain. I probably hoped to the last that I was wrong, but it was not so. When I came to my senses a little, I felt very strong anger. Blood boiled in my veins. I wanted revenge on my unfaithful wife and that bastard. After calming my breathing, I called Carl. It was a friend of mine who had excellent connections with the police. Carl, hi. Hello. Michael, what happened to the voice? Something happened. Yes, Carl, it happened. But now I won't tell you everything. I need your help. Can you find out information about one person? And this needs to be done urgently? Yes. Michael, no problem. Drop me the information in the mail. I'll make a request through the database. But I do not promise that in a short time I will be able to accumulate a lot. Okay, Carl. I understand. I'm waiting. I gave Carl all the information I knew about Kevin. That's when he appeared in our city, when he opened a store. And Carl did not disappoint me. I found out that Kevin's visa was expired a long time ago. He lived here illegally. Most likely, all his licenses and documents were fake. Otherwise, he would not have been able to open his own business and live here. I decided to take advantage of this and did not hesitate. The huge, powerful SUV was gathering dust in my garage. I didn't drive it often, but now it will definitely come in handy for me. I drove up to Kevin's store. I attached one end of a powerful cable to the car, and with the other end I went into the store. There were many bicycles in a row, tied with an additional cable so that no one would steal them. I attached my cable to them and hurried out into the street and got into the car. But the engine roared and I took off. A bunch of bicycles smashed the window and rumbled after me. I drove off the road, which was not far. In the rear-view mirror, I saw Kevin chasing me in a car. I literally flew into the mud, where I left the battered bikes. Kevin got out of the car and ran towards me. He seemed like a funny, angry dwarf who jumped in hysterics in front of a huge car. I looked down on him with hatred. "Bastard, what are you doing?" Kevin screamed, clutching his head. Kevin ran to my door and tried to open it. I effectively helped him in this. "Kevin, friend, I'll help you." I shouted and with all my strength pushed the door, loading this bastard in the teeth. "This is for you, idiot and stupid donkey. And this is for you for fucking my wife, you bastard." I shouted, got out of the car, and kicked this asshole in the face again. "You will answer me for this?" Kevin grunted, lying on the ground with his teeth knocked out. "It's unlikely, you stupid piece of shit. One more word and I'll just rip your head off. I know all about your illegal stay here. Take your junk and go back to where you came from. They are already following you," I said, got into the car, and left. I was at home and looked out the window, waiting for Louise. Louise's trash bags were scattered under the gate. And soon Louise appeared, but she could not go home. "Who's there?" I asked when I heard the doorbell ring. "Honey, it's me. Why is the door locked? And what about the bags on the street?" I opened the door. "Louise, what the hell are you doing?" "Michael, what's the tone?" "Thermal tone? I'm talking to a slut." "What are you saying?" "Stop pretending." "Louise, I know everything, you dirty creature." "So you can't stand me?" "What are you talking about?" "About your dirty fun with Kevin." "Hidden cameras in the house. I heard every word, you bastards. But now I can't hold you. Go back to your dorm room where I took you from. And take with you your little things that are in those packages. I'm filing for divorce. And do not expect that you will get something. Michael, I'm sorry." Louis said in despair and with tears in a trembling voice. "It's too late, bitch. I don't believe you. I've already seen your true face. I advise you to hurry up. I called the garbage truck. It will arrive soon. The guys will not stand on ceremony with you. They will throw the remaining bags into the car and take everything to the dump. Best wishes," I said and slammed the door in front of this bitch. I divorced Louise. She got nothing, as I promised. Now she will not be sweet, but I did not care anymore. Kevin disappeared from the city. I was not interested in his fate either, but he definitely had big problems. I tried to get out of my head all these years of lies that had lost their magical feature. It was just a deception. But I did not experience depression. A successful revenge and travel to the most luxurious places in our world helped me to... Hello, my name is John. I love cat.